Tom and Jack for Cultaholic. Jack and Owen back on Twitch later on. Which controversial figure from wrestling's past are you going to raid and upset tonight? Since Pacitti set the bar with upsetting Vince Russo to the point where Russo rage quit his channel. Yes.
What?
I've
missed all of this. No.
So Pacitti may or may not have suggested to people to go and watch Vince Russo stream. Might have been on Twitch, might be on YouTube, but either way, may have suggested it. To which they all go over there. They start making a load of train jokes based on the stream that Adam did. A load of Tom's the Tank references. And Russo got so angry and so annoyed by it all, he rage quit the stream. So who are you going to raid tonight?
I don't know. I have to think long.
Is Harvey Whippleman on Twitch or not?
Someone has just rang our doorbell, Tom.
What?
As I was in the midst of that question. Let's have a little peek through the window. Just have a little peek. 1 sec.
We will find out who is at the door.
Can't see from that angle. Can't see.
We'll find out who is at the door, and we'll get your wrestling news right now. A WWE Raw Star is fuming with current booking. A top Impact star has left the company. And we've got a little update on The Rock versus Roman Reigns. We'll get to it in a bit. But first, who was at the door, Jack?
Yeah, Owen just popped his head in and explained that it wasn't for us.
Oh.
And I heard a voice in the corridor. It sounded like one of the girls in the flat upstairs. And clearly the delivery man just mashed various buttons on the front of the building. And one of them was right.
Your whole building will be fuming. Very much like a top Raw star is currently fuming with booking plans.
Fuming?
Who are we talking about?
We're talking about, apparently she's Scouse. No, she's not. She's Scottish. It's Nikki Cross. She's fuming because she's been posting videos online that kind of tread the line between real and kayfabe. I don't know what to really make of it. I'll explain what she said, and then we can talk, I guess, a little bit about what's going on here. So in these videos, Nikki's been kind of airing her grievances, and in the latest one she said, honestly, I wouldn't even try and talk to me today because you're not going to get that big smile of mine that you always get. That's because I'm angry and annoyed, and I don't want to talk about New Year's resolutions or finding my happy place. The Royal Rumble is right around the corner, and I have zero momentum going into it. I have no momentum to even win it. I'm absolutely fuming, and the only thing that's stopping me from getting even more angry is focusing on this ring and being the best I can be in this ring. Now, is this real? Is this not? Sounds like a promo, but at the same time, it concerns potentially a real grievance. So I don't really know what's going on.
Well, the one thing I noticed from the video was she was what she looked like she was in the Thunderdome as they were constructing it. And my thought was, why don't they just leave it up? If that venue's not being used, can't they just leave it up and just hire some security guards to look after it? Just seems like that was one of the first things that popped into my head. Then I heard what Nikki was saying, and I was like, yeah, this does walk the line, doesn't it, between being an actual grievance, which she has every right to have, and a storyline that they're maybe quietly building. I feel like a lot of people go onto Twitter and social media to sort of get their own things going, and Nikki Cross, who is a very talented worker, has had, outside of skipping down a hallway with Tori Wilson and R-Truth, has had nothing going on. And what's frustrating is on Monday Night Raw, you had that whole business with Asuka and Alexa Bliss. I feel like it's a role that you could have given to Nikki Cross on that
let Nikki play that role. Now, I think that the weirdness started when Nikki's craziness gradually got stripped away, and then essentially her character just became nice person. And then they gave her that. Has she still got that country song? The entrance music country song? No. Oh, it's weird, isn't it? She's just a southern gal coming out to kick some tail. Yeehaw.
A southern gal from the most northern part of our Isles.
From the south end of Stevenson. It's Nikki Cross.
Yeah, I really feel for Nikki. Nikki's a very talented person. No doubt the video that she's been doing a couple of these, but that particular video has certainly attracted the attention of quite a few people this morning, as has the contractual status, or lack thereof, of a former Impact champion, Jack.
Yes. Now, this all started when Fightful reported that Valkyrie, the former Knockouts champion, of course, and one of the most prominent Knockouts in Impact Knockouts division for quite some time now, was not present at Impact TV tapings this week. The promotion held tapings on Sunday and Monday, and she wasn't at either of them. Then PW Insider reported that apparently Taya Valkyrie officially finished with Impact last night. The final scenes were of her being taken into custody upon the reveal. Like, she was involved with the whole Johnny Bravo shooting murder mystery, semi-comedic, weird storyline that was going on. But those were pre-taped, so she didn't need to be at the tapings for those. They'd already been recorded, and PW Insider is saying she wasn't there because she's done with the company. Her contract with the company expired last month. She stayed to finish her run-up to the Hard to Kill pay-per-view, and then she put over Deonna Purrazzo, and then it sort of seemed that was the end of her run there.
That's that. It was she has gone down in history as the longest reigning Impact Knockouts champion. So that legacy will stay with her. And you know what? A really solid performer overall. I think not every match has been on the money, but then no one's is. But I had a lot of time for what Taya Valkyrie has to offer. And I guess we can start the speculation forever, friend, that she will land somewhere next. Maybe with her significant other. Maybe. I don't know. Let's start those rumour mills turning. Where would you like to see Taya Valkyrie land, Jack?
I mean, I'd like to see her in AEW because I feel like their women's division needs a bit more depth. But I think she'd also do really well in NXT. So either of those would be great.
I could definitely see her doing stuff in AEW and having fun in AEW rather than sort of going across to join John Morrison on Raw. I think that AEW would be a better fit for her right now. I feel like you could have more fun and more freedom in that division, I think, than you would in WWE, to be honest.
Yeah, possibly. But then again, we were just talking in the last news video about the limitations of that women's division currently. So it's all a balancing act, really.
Exactly. Hoy Valkyrie in there. I'm sure it'll do fine. Talking of people leaving, we talked... Michael Elgin has been a little bit on the rumblings of the news. Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah. I'm going to have to censor this a lot. Okay, go on. Sorry, Tom.
So I'll set you up and you can knock it out of the park. So Michael Elgin has been speaking about how he's not allowed back at New Japan Pro Wrestling and how no one likes him. Everybody hates him and thinks he'll go eat worms. And Tama Tonga on his podcast, Tama's Island, put the record straight in only the way that Jack and Sam's best friend Tama Tonga truly can.
Cheers. Thanks you've nailed our colours to the mast there, haven't you? Me and Sam and Richard, who was there as well, we're all Bullet Club for life, of course. Tama Tonga explained while doing his... he's like that just anyway. That's not a character thing. He is just quite a limber bloke.
He's very Tama Tonga.
Yes, he's very Tama Tonga about this whole thing. Basically, he was aggrieved because Michael Elgin was suggesting that Tama Tonga injured him and then effectively went some way into making sure that he wasn't booked in New Japan anymore. Tama Tonga has strongly refuted that and has basically... I'll try and sum it up without reading it because there's a lot of swearing in here.
Well, just swap out the obvious F-bomb for another fun word, like fudge.
The real reason that dumb fudge idiot Michael Elgin ain't coming back to New Japan is because of his own fudge stupid fault, said Tama. This idiot was contracted with New Japan. Our schedule was pretty busy, and when contract season was coming up, he still had another year. This dumb fudge told New Japan, look, my son, I need to go home and spend more time with him. I need to go home. New Japan, being the family business that they are, let him go and let him get out of his contract. He went home. Soon after that, he shows up on Impact. New Japan is blown away. What the fudge are you doing? Then from Impact the following month and back in Japan, working for All Japan. There was a lot of bad blood because of this from Elgin, basically, is what Tama is implying. He goes on to say, Elgin, you are the biggest fudging idiot I've ever seen in my life, bro. It's your own damn fault. Why are you telling everybody that I won't let you come back to New Japan? You're your own reason why. You fudged that up yourself. How are you going to leave Japan because the schedule is too busy and then come back to work for a rival company? You're a fudging idiot. Then he refuted the claim that he hurt Elgin with the chair, saying it was a plastic chair. That was all nothing, according to Tama Tonga. Now... I don't want to... This is obviously one man's word against another, and I don't want to pick sides or anything, but I can just tell a different story concerning Michael Elgin, which is sort of similar in a way, which I had personal experience with. Do you want, should I? I might do it. I might just do it. I'm going to do it.
Fudging do it, mate. Fudging do it.
We had at WCPW, we had the pro wrestling, the WCPW PWWC the Pro Wrestling World Cup.
Error.
And obviously there was all the regional qualifiers. Michael Elgin was one of the people who qualified from the Canadian leg and had apparently, and I don't know this for certain, this is just what I heard on the grapevine, had apparently confirmed to us, yes, I can work these dates in the later stages over in England. And apparently we said, brilliant, that's great stuff. Otherwise we wouldn't have booked him to qualify from the Canadian leg. Then he couldn't do it. And I think claimed that he never could have done, or that he was injured or something like this. Maybe it was true, but I remember people complaining about it basically. And then we brought Joseph Connors in and everything went, smooth from there. Now, that when I heard Tama Tonga tell this story, I was like, it's got similar elements to what happened with us. And while that didn't cause us a great deal of damage or anything, and it may well have been a totally legitimate reason that Elgin couldn't show up, I thought it was just worth mentioning because there are similar parts to both stories.
So from Elgin's grievance with New Japan to one guy coming in to be a part of New Japan Strong. Who's this, Jack?
It's Leo Rush.
Yay!
It's Leo Rush. He's making his New Japan Strong debut on January 29th, according to the official New Japan website, and is slated to be in the main event with TJP and Fred Rosser facing off in 6-man tag team action against the Bullet Club represented by El Fantasmo, Hikuleo, and Kenta. This isn't his New Japan debut. He's appeared there before, recently in the Super J Cup tournament, but he lost in the first round after he was beaten by the eventual winner, El Fantasmo. But this is his debut on New Japan Strong, and best of luck to him. I'm sure he'll do great. He's Leo Rush. Of course he'll do great.
He will be smashing. It's a certainty that Leo Rush will do well. As to many people, a certainty is seeing The Rock and Roman Reigns go at it on the grandest stage of them all. We have ourselves a little update on that match, don't we, Jack?
Yes, set your alarm clocks for 2023 because that's when it's all apparently going down. That is at least what Roman Reigns said, according to the WWE on Fox Twitter account, which tweeted, "We'll go to Hollywood for WrestleMania 39, obviously the one in 2 years' time, and I think it just makes sense that he would face The Rock then. The Rock, of course, being a Hollywood superstar, and I think it does make sense, doesn't it? Have either the tweeters of this tweet or has Roman himself got the numbers wrong? Because isn't it next year that they're going to Hollywood, which would be WrestleMania 38?
No, WrestleMania 38 is in Texas.
Is
WrestleMania
it?
39 is in Hollywood. They bumped 39 all the way back.
I just assumed they were pushing it all back one. I didn't realise that Texas was there in the
middle.
No,
they've squeezed Texas in the middle.
My mistake. Well, fair enough. So that would make sense, wouldn't it? It would almost make too much sense for The Rock to show up.
It burns in my brain, that particular idea of having WrestleMania Hollywood, because it dawned on me that, oh my God, by the time WrestleMania goes Hollywood, I'm going to be 39 years old. That's terrifying.
You'd be younger than one of the main eventers if The Rock does indeed show up.
That reassures me. That reassures me. What time are you on tonight on Twitch, Jack?
6 p.m, Tom. Twitch.tv/Cultaholic. Myself and Owen taking the reins still of Cultaholic FC, looking to guide them up the English footballing pyramid. All the lads there, everyone's favourites: £5 Ken, Glenny Omega sticking the goals in, Seydou Sai in goal, EYO at right back. Just so many characters, Tom. They're all developing their little personalities, but they're not really. It's just what me, Owen, and the chat have collectively forced upon them. And that's the beauty of Football Manager. It's not just spreadsheets, no matter what all of those very hilarious Twitter tweets say.
You can join the conversation and join the chat at 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which I know a few people have asked is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 p.m. Eastern in America.
Oh, okay.
So there you go, a nice little lunchtime bit of gathering, watching some soccer, as you call it. Twitch.tv/Cultaholic. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.